Marshall and James Madison meet in a clash on Saturday, a game that has a big impact in the Sun Belt race. And these are two teams that are competing for the Sun Belt Championship, even though James Madison is not eligible, which is ridiculous. But this is still a game that has a ton of impact in college football, and it's going to be one of the more entertaining games in week 8. You're looking at two teams that are very good at running the football. They're also I think underrated defensively. They've shown that they can be really good at times, and I think that these are two teams that have a little bit of special to them. James Madison maybe a little bit more, but I think Marshall is also a team that's extremely underrated. You have some stars on this team that fly under the radar that don't necessarily get the love that they deserve, and I think you're starting with a guy like Rasheen Ali is one of those players, and there's plenty of guys in the group of five and just on both of these teams that when you look at them and you watch them play, you realize that they can play. They can play at a really high level, and they just don't get the love that they really deserve. Like I said, Rasheen Ali is one of those players. He's an explosive weapon, has huge legs that make him very difficult to tackle, and Marshall relies on him to do a lot. He is one of the few people that carry the football, which is very surprising for any college football team to see that the limited number of people that carry the football. Rasheen Ali is one of those guys. Cam Fancher is another one, the quarterback. The passing attack obviously needs to become more efficient. I think they need to be more effective early in games. And lately, it seemed like they found some balance. They just haven't been able to put it all together. And their defense, I think, has taken a step back as well. But this is still a team, to me, that is very dangerous. A team that's beaten Virginia Tech, and they kept it close with NC State. I think that they put a scare in the Wolfpack. And obviously, last week didn't go their way against Georgia State, but this is still very much a team that has a lot of weapons. Owen Porter is another one, Mike Abraham on the defensive side of the ball. I really like what Marco brings to the table. They're also facing a team in James Madison that has plenty of talent as well. James Madison is interesting because when you look at this team, they're undefeated, and it's been kind of a roller coaster and a struggle in the second half. For 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row, really, you saw this is a team that couldn't put their opponent away. They kept things close. The 1 point win over Virginia was a back and forth game, pretty much the entire game. Same thing with the 2 point win over Troy. Utah State and South Alabama, this team, it looked like they were one team in the first half and then a different team in the second half. So I really want to see them take a step forward like they did last week and put two halves of football together where they are dominating from start to finish. That is something we haven't seen until last week. And they did that against a good Georgia Southern team, a team that liked to throw the ball, which was a weakness of James Madison, and they found a way to slow them down. So I'd like to see them do it again because this is an offense in Marshall that relies on a guy like Rasheen Ali to make big plays and supplement that with the passing game. And if this defense, which is loaded with talent, can slow them down, then you're in good hands. And that all starts with the matchups here. There are a ton of matchups to watch, and a lot of them have to do with James Madison's defense against Marshall's offense. I think a guy like Rasheen Ali against a number of these front seven defenders for James Madison will present a number of challenges. And a guy like Aiden Fisher, who leads the team in tackles, will get plenty of opportunities to tackle Ali. And I think guys like Jalen Green, James Carpenter, you look at a guy who stepped up in Mikhail Kamara, there are plenty of options for James Madison to be disruptive. And a guy like Rasheen Ali can do a lot of damage if you let him to get to the second level. And if you're not careful, he can run away from you as well. But this is a James Madison defense that is really good and very disruptive at what they're doing. The front seven is one of the most disruptive units in college football, and it's helped them survive in certain games. But I think that on the other side, James Madison has some talent that will be tested by Marshall's defense. Marshall has a defense that has a number of players that you need to watch. Guys like Owen Porter are having a good year. He had a great year last year. Micah Abraham is a great cornerback. We'll be going against Reggie Brown, a guy who's an explosive weapon for James Madison. Eli Neal is a great linebacker for the Thundering Herd as well. So there are a number of players that James Madison has to worry about themselves. And that's why this game's so underrated. When you look at these teams, they have players that can step up. They have stepped up in the past, and you have new faces that are doing the same. This is going to be a fun, entertaining game. And if James Madison is really ready for this test, they'll do what they did to Georgia Southern. So keys to the game for these two teams. I think if you're Marshall, You have to, like I said, be efficient throwing the football because if you are able to do that, that opens up running lanes for Rasheen Ali, a guy who's dangerous even with a loaded box. And now you're opening up the field for him. That's going to be huge. Limiting explosive plays. James Madison has been really good at creating explosive plays through the air. I think the guy like Reggie Brown has done a great job, and that's just one of the guys that's been able to break out and have big plays for this team. Creating running lanes, like we mentioned before, is just going along with that. If you're able to make explosive plays, throwing the football and opening up things for Rasheen Ali, you'll be in good hands. For James Madison, I think you pretty much have to dare Marshall to throw. Yes, Marshall's throwing for over 260 yards a game, but Cam Fancher has yet to prove that he can be a reliable threat for the Thundering Herd. And if you're James Madison, you trust that your front seven can get home, can get to the quarterback, and you're just hoping that the rushing attack for Marshall isn't able to take off. Because if you're able to get to the quarterback and pretty much make Cam Fancher beat you, I think that even with the struggles with James Madison, you're still in good hands. Stretching the field will be a huge thing too. Making this defense for Marshall stay on the field longer or have to run sideline to sideline frequently, that will tire them out. That will open up explosive play opportunities for this offense. So I think that will be another big thing for them. Taking care of the football is another one. I think James Madison has been pretty good at taking care of the football, but one thing that lets Marshall back into this game is turning the ball over. That gives Rasheen Ali more opportunities to put some licks on this defense to tire them out, and that won't bode well. So if James Madison wants to win this game, they have to play soundly, if you ask my opinion. I think that you're looking at two offenses that do a lot of good things and two defenses that, despite their numbers, have a number of talented players that can be disruptive. The running back position, though, is really interesting because we talk about Rasheen Ali. Rasheen Ali is just one of those playmakers that continues to fly under the radar. I think group of five players have this challenge of always needing to prove their worth, and nobody really pays attention to him. When Rasheen Ali is an NFL player, but nobody's talking about him like he's an NFL player. So that's definitely something that could give him an opportunity to continue flying under the radar and continue to prove why he belongs. Because once people start watching his film, you know that he's going to impress a lot of people. Kalen Black on the other side of the ball for James Madison is kind of the same. He's maybe not as talented as Rasheen Ali in terms of NFL talent, but he is someone who has definitely played well for James Madison. This is an offense that has surprised people this year. And I think that they are able to do it even more if they're able to get a running game going. And that'll be an interesting thing to watch for both teams. I think that right now, if you're picking a game or picking this game, you have to lean James Madison. The two losses that Marshall comes off of are really frustrating, and you have to wonder if this team is still ready to play. I think that they are, and I think this will be a super entertaining game, a back and forth battle. But to me, James Madison is the more complete team. That doesn't mean that an upset from Marshall isn't possible, but I think right now, if you're looking for a team that you get more comfort looking at, James Madison is that team.